greetings, this is Gilles Morsion. I come to say hello, to pull out a few cards. If you are on Instagram, do not come and see me. I try to do like 1 minute reading over there. I'm not much of a into social media because I do believe it kind of separates a lot. I mean, it kind of makes up for when we don't have a social life. It's kind of like, yeah, we can be on the internet, but it should not replace our social life, our ability to meet each other. So I'm not using much of the social media, but I like Instagram, I like YouTube because it allows me to communicate on ideas and thoughts, on art, science, and philosophy. I'm going to pull out 10 cards. It's a deck that I'm not really sure where it comes from. It just appeared, and it's I didn't buy it, but it appeared. It's a deck about the angels, and it's very, very soft. So the situation for us today is revelation. It's allowing ourselves to open our mind to revelation, to understanding, to new level of disclosure within our mind. What the situation, the energies around this situation is work. So it is about working, it is about getting to work. But work, in many sense, we have to work in something that makes us feel good. Because if our work, we're not happy in our work, then we won't find fulfillment within our life. The first thing and the most important thing is to discover what makes you happy in the service of society. It's, as a child or as a young adult, it's very important to determine that, and so that you can, confuse yourself, find the work that you like to do, and you'll never have to work for the rest of your life. What we see before us is indulgence. So we do not want to be too indulgent. We allow ourselves a great deal of freedom and time to go through our process, but and it's okay to be indulgent. It's okay to be generous with even with ourselves, with our lower self. But discipline is going to be required with this. I believe there is a Saturn. Mars square, I think, or Venus Saturn square. So what we see in our deep, in the subconscious, in our distant past, is destiny. So we've already we know what our destiny. We've seen it. We have intuitive senses. We may not know all about it, but we understand that we need to be free. It is already something that we have integrated, and now our situation is wealth. It's true wealth. It's the ability to allow ourselves to be wealthy. What is the most precious? There is all kinds of wealth, as physical wealth and spiritual wealth, but the most precious of wealth is something that we do no matter what circumstances. We can always have it. It is about being kind to ourselves, kind to the world, to be good to the people who are good, and then to be good to the people who are not good, to be just with the people that are just, and to be just with the people that are unjust. So this is a very precious understanding. From there, more riches come as we cultivate this sense of well-being. What we're going to be seeing in the near future is light. Is the card of light, lumière, la lumière, the light. For we do not really understand what light is, but it is the true essence of our soul. We only know a little tiny minuscule frequency of light, the physical light, but there is higher frequency of light, and light is essentially the world is made of electrons and photons. It is the light of the sun translated into the physicality of the earth, of matter. So it is the Father Sun and the Mother Earth that are making this experience possible. And so we'll move into the light. The more we can integrate as light, the happier our light will be. It's kind of interesting because in English the word light, as in not heavy, is the same word as the word not dark. Well, in French we have two separate words, but in many sense light has no weight. The photons have no weight, and so they are light. We are in this situation, which is the strength that we have within situation, is patience. So it is about cultivating this sense of trust and faith that things will come, whatever we feel we do not have yet, and we feel we will contribute to our well-being, will come in due time. It is a certainty. The more we make it a certainty, the less, because if we're not certain of what we want come true, then we're not in a comfortable position. Yet if we are sure, then we can afford ourselves the time to wait. So we want to be sure about our dream, our possibility to live within this highest potential. It is part of our soul plan. What we see in the outside world that surrounds us in the outside world is courage. So courage is very important. Courage is the essence of courage intrépide. Is the intrepid courage is the only way we can manifest, we can demonstrate our courage to the universe is by the perfection of our character, little by little, getting rid of our mistakes, our self-limiting habits or negative beliefs. The perfection of our character is how we manifest courage. There is nothing we can give to God but to choose to do His will, to do the highest possible, the supreme divine love, to embody that as much as possible, to align ourselves with the essence of perfection. For even if we do not achieve it, the simple fact to have the intention to seek to be that, we will accelerate our path toward it. As we demonstrate that intention, what we see our inner emotion, our hopes and fear is protection. We are protected by the angels. We're always protected by the angels. The more you know that, the less the illusions of fear will have hold upon your experience. And so it is important to know, to trust. The more that we are able to trust the fact that we are always within the divine embrace of the angels, as we move our consciousness will eventually reach that plane of angelic reality, this divine plane of beauty and grace. And the outcome is very important, is communication. We have to be true in our communication. We have to communicate clearly. It is important to let ourselves know, to let others know exactly what we mean, what we want. And so the more we are able to do that, as far as the indulgence indulgence is this card that was coming before us. I wanted to pull out. It's here we're talking about well-being. So it's about quality of life. The whole focus of the 21st century will eventually shift from the accumulation of money and things, the power over others, to the power over ourselves, and the increase of the quality of life for all the peoples of the world. I wanted to say, for those who are curious, I will do my best to show my art around the world really soon. For now, it is visible in Normandy, in France, but I already knocked at many doors. Maybe someday the doors will open. What I bring is very, very new to the picture, so it takes time for it to be accepted. There is a great deal of the supremacy of the taxidermist and all kinds of bizarreries that are happening in the art world, and so there is a culture of death, where if it is art, it cannot be beautiful. If it is beautiful, it cannot be art. So there is so it is difficult to come in with those new images. But I'm hoping very soon to be more independent in my ability to present my work and to do that around the world. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste. Thank you.